What's your emergency?
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the PIO Podcast, a place for all things public information for police, fire, EMS, and local governments. An open forum to learn, grow, and develop your public information skills. My name is Robert Tornabeni, and I am your host. I am a public information officer with over 17 years in the field and 27 years of law enforcement background. In each episode, we will explore different aspects of the public information officer profession. Welcome to Season 5. Thank you for your support of the podcast. I can't believe we are in the 5th season. So sit back and enjoy this episode.
Today on the PIO Podcast, we'd like to welcome Sarah Loyd. She's the head of product success and evangelism from the Social News Desk. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you being on the show. Before we jump into all these questions about the Social News Desk, because I'm very excited to talk about this, let's talk about your background and how you ended up at Social News Desk.
Yeah, sure. So I actually started my career as a journalist, as a news producer, and eventually moved into news promotions, which then led me to working in social media. So I was at KSAT TV here in San Antonio, where I'm still based. I was using Social News Desk in my position as the director of social media, and I saw that S&D had a job opening, and then I ended up joining the team way back in June of 2014, and I've been with S&D ever since.
Okay, that's awesome. So Social News Desk originally started out as a product for the news media for social media management. When did it make the jump to like government operations and business?
Yeah, so we noticed a few years ago that as journalists left the news business, they often went into government communications, and several of our news customers took S&D with them into their new roles in city government. And they told us how well S&D was working for them. So we really started embracing this shift about a year and a half ago. We've added quite a few government customers since then, and we've also built a lot of features focused on our government users. So the software has shifted a bit as well.
Oh, outstanding. All right, so before we jump into the rest of it, what social media platforms does Social News Desk have the API access for?
So we support publishing and scheduling to Facebook, X, Instagram, LinkedIn, Threads, YouTube, TikTok, and Nextdoor. And we also have a social listening tool for Facebook, X, Instagram, and Nextdoor, and support monitoring of Reddit, Pinterest, and RSS feeds.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, quite a bit.
All right, so the three main areas of Social News Desk specifically covers publishing, reporting, and listening engagement, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So we think of ourselves as really a one-stop shop for social media management. Publishing and scheduling has really always been at the center of what we do from the very beginning. We do offer a full reporting suite that covers everything from page-level analytics to up-to-the-minute post stats. Our search and listen tools have expanded over the past few years and are really popular with our government customers as well as newsrooms. And Inbox allows you to bring all of your comments and messages into one place so you can keep tabs on your audience's questions and responses and engage with them really easily.
All right, going through in the listening engagement part, let's talk about that right now. What does it do? How does it help you gauge engagement?
Yeah, so we have really had ways for our customers to monitor external Facebook pages for a really long time and allow you to build lists inside Social News Desk, sorted by most recent content or most engaging. So it's really easy to surface what's getting a lot of buzz. We maintain a database of every media market in the United States, so you can actually pull up your local media pages with just a couple of clicks. And our first responders database also makes it really easy to monitor nearby agencies. Inbox actually surfaces all of your comments and messages into one place. So it's really, really easy to go back in and respond to folks as your page. If you need to take some kind of moderation action, you can do that from Inbox as well. And you can also answer those messages. So it's a really easy way to deliver that engagement straight back to you. So you don't have to go back and page through every single post individually. It's really going to surface those comments right as they come in.
Awesome. So one of the things that I found kind of interesting is that in Autopilot, it creates a platform-specific post for the different social media platforms. Can you talk about that?
Sure. Autopilot is our set it and forget it social automation tool, and it's really highly customizable. You can set up RSS feeds, you can choose a specific field to use as your social media post text. You can also create rules for what you want to publish to each social network and how often you want to send out your content, and then really just turn it on and let it go. It works around what humans are doing, so it's really a great co pilot. We do have some customers who actually completely automate their social publishing, and some that also use autopilot to fill in the gaps in their schedules. So it's really a spectrum of how much or how little people want to automate.
Oh, awesome. So I also saw this that Social News Desk has a variety of AI features determining publishing content for optimal times. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so we've recently implemented our beta AI assist tool that suggests messages for your social media posts. And we also, as you mentioned, use AI to suggest best times to post throughout the day. We're also exploring more ways to integrate AI into Inbox so that folks can surface important conversations that need attention. And we'll also be implementing more AI tools into our reporting suite to give people smarter insights into how their social media strategy is working.
Okay. I really like how the reporting feature that you have in Social News Desk. I've seen other platforms where reporting was extremely cumbersome to figure out. Usually it was like an afterthought. Why do you feel the reporting feature made such a prominent part of Social News Desk?
So reporting's been a part of S&D almost since the very beginning. We heard from our customers that they wanted an easy way to understand how well their social content was performing. So our reporting tools allow you to set up reports that are emailed out automatically. They can even be sent to people who aren't users inside S&D, so you can share data with your stakeholders really easily. And we do have some reports that just showcase top content, and some that allow you to get really deep, comprehensive data across all of your accounts. So you can really decide how deep you want your reporting to go depending on the situation.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Increase your social media reach and streamline your workflow with Social News Desk, the social media management software trusted by government agencies across the country. Publish effortlessly and securely across multiple social networks, including Nextdoor. Stay connected with social listening, engagement, and reporting tools all in one place. And here's an exclusive offer just for PIO podcast listeners. Get 3 months free when you sign up. Head over to socialnewsdesk.com/PIO to get started today. And now, back to our episode. Thank you. Can we talk about the social listening tool?
Yeah, so I mentioned our Facebook integration, our database of media markets across the United States, and we also have the first responders database, of course, that we track fire and police departments. Those are both kind of crowdsourced and self-maintained, so we always encourage folks, if they don't see a page in our database, to send it in to us so we can make sure to add it in there. We're also really proud of our Nextdoor integration, and this came about because of our close partnership with Nextdoor. Our listening tools allow our users to see content from neighbors in every neighborhood in the US, as well as posts from state and local agencies. So it's a really powerful tool that's helped our journalism customers with their news coverage, and it's also given our government customers a new way to see what neighbors need help with. We actually recently heard from the Charlotte County Board of Commissioners, one of our government customers, that the Nextdoor listening helped them to deploy resources to residents during Tropical Storm Debbie, as well as put together post-event reporting and documentation. And we were really thrilled to hear that our tools were so helpful during that kind of emergency.
You know, this is one of my questions I was going to talk about. You don't find many of the platforms that are out here that do this, that connect to Nextdoor and actually listen to what's going on in Nextdoor, because to be honest, Nextdoor's got a lot of minutia on it. There's a lot of complaining about neighbors and cats and dogs, and so having something that can filter through and find the important stuff, that's outstanding.
Yeah, so we do have keyword searching where you can actually drop a pin in a certain area, take the radius as wide or as small as you want, down to a mile, up to 100 miles, and enter that keyword so you can see exactly what people are saying about a particular topic. I think we're one of the first platforms, and possibly still the only platform, that integrates with Nextdoor for both social listening and publishing. So we support publishing and scheduling on Nextdoor for government agencies, which I think is something that really sets us apart from other social media management platforms. And then, of course, the listening tools are really unique. And we've heard from a lot of our customers that they haven't seen this anywhere else. We have a really strong partnership with Nextdoor, and I anticipate that we're going to continue to work on new features with them down the road.
Outstanding. So governments are typically slow in adopting new software. And obviously one of you've already hit on it, that having those reporters or journalists go into government work as communicators has helped facilitate that entry into that field. But let's boil it down. Government is about costs. So can we talk about pricing? How does it start out?
Yeah, so pricing starts out at about $2.99 a month for 2 users, and goes up by user from there. We actually offer unlimited social accounts, so you can pull in as many accounts as you need. So if you're managing 5 accounts, if you're managing 25 accounts, you can manage them all in one tool. And we've actually heard from a lot of our government customers that we're usually less expensive than some of the other platforms out there.
Yeah, I would say so, because a lot of them, they go into enterprise right away. Yeah. And it really adds up. So at $2.99, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Sarah, is there a question I should have asked about Social News Desk? And if so, go ahead and answer it.
Yeah, so a lot of folks ask us really what sets us apart from other social media management platforms and other software companies. And the biggest thing I'd say is our people. We have a US-based client success team, all of whom are former customers of S&D. So they're really experts in how the platform works, and they've used it out in the real world. And since we're all former customers, we understand that when people need help, they need it right away. So we work really hard to get people a response within hours, not days. That's really one of our points of pride, and we always hear from customers how much they appreciate our fast support.
Oh, that's outstanding. Sarah, let's go to some rapid fire questions.
All right.
Texting or talking?
Texting.
Book or movie?
Movie.
Coffee, tea, or energy drink?
Definitely coffee.
Adult drink of choice?
Bourbon.
Nice. What would be your superpower if you could have one?
Probably mind reading.
Ask permission or beg for forgiveness?
I usually ask permission.
What place would you like most to travel to?
Norway.
What's your favorite way to relax after a long day?
I love finishing the day by watching Frasier.
Who would you choose if you could to have coffee with any historical figure?
Probably Mark Twain, although he might take me up on the bourbon.
That's awesome. Final thoughts. What key points would you like listeners to take from today's interview?
So I'd really love for folks to understand what we're all about at Social News Desk. We've been around since 2010, and we're really laser focused on meeting the needs of our customers. We really listen to customer feedback. That's literally the most important part of my job. And just about every feature we offer has been suggested or influenced by our customers' needs.
Well, that's good to hear, because, that's always the one thing. You see something you'd like to have on it, and it takes an act of Congress almost to get some software company to update or add a feature. And then there's always an additional cost on top of it. So.
Right. Yeah. Our client success managers are always in touch with our customers. So even our smaller customers that have, maybe 1 or 2 people, they reach out to them. They want to hear from you guys. They want to understand how we can make the software better. And then all that feedback comes back to me and to our development team. So we really take it seriously and really try to put as much of that back into the product as we can.
Awesome. As we wrap this up, is there a piece of wisdom or a motto that you live by?
Yeah. So one of my favorite quotes is, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. And it's always attributed to Dr. Seuss, but I looked it up. It actually came from Bernard Baruch, who was an advisor to Woodrow Wilson and FDR. And I feel like it's really important to live and work with authenticity and integrity, and also to surround yourself with people who have those same qualities.
I completely agree with that. Sarah, if people want to connect with you about Social News Desk, or they want to follow up with anything that they've heard today, how can they reach out?
Yeah, so they can connect with me on LinkedIn, Sarah Loyd, that's Sarah with an H and Loyd with one L, or they can email info@socialnewsdesk.com if they want to learn more about Social News Desk. And folks can also get a free demo at socialnewsdesk.com if they want to kick the tires for themselves.
Thank you. And I will add all that into the show notes. And Sarah, I'm looking forward to the partnership that we're working on together, and the collab that we're going to be doing in 2025. So I truly am looking forward to that, and hope we can bring a lot of new customers to Social News Desk.
Awesome. We're super excited too.
Thank you for being on the show, Sarah.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all for this week. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to get notified on the latest episode. If you are listening on a platform that allows you to leave a review, please give us a review. Any review is appreciated. To support our efforts with the PIO podcast, you can click on the support button in the show notes, and any donation is appreciated. Thank you.